TIFU by trying to console my husband while he was having a nightmare. Woke up to him whimpering/crying in his sleep. It was still dark out and I was so groggy that I lazily slung my hand over his face and tried shaking him awake while sleepily saying, "Babe, wake up." I couldn't see, so I just start feeling for his face to gently slap him awake. In his nightmare haze, he screams and bites my hand. In my sleep haze, I was totally not expecting that shit, and my brain immediately deduces my husband's been possessed, so I start screaming. This caused him to start screaming more as he woke up. Lesson learned? Sleepy time means every man for himself apparently. He later told me his nightmare and it was truly fucked. He was dreaming he was having sex with me but then noticed it wasn't me, but some kind of creature. TL, doctor, possible succubus scenario. Saved my husband's soul but got bit in the process. We're okay now. PS, thanks for all the awards. Wasn't sure if people wanted their usernames all up on this. I'm new to fame, sorry, but I did my best to send PMS to everyone who contributed. Hope this post put a smile on your face, whoever you are. I'm happy this little ditty about me and hubby's misadventures in cohabitation was so relatable. One time my ex-wife heard me groaning and gasping for air, so she tried to wake me up. She tells me she's never been so scared in her whole life because she thought I was dying. Truth is, I was having a terrible nightmare where a Grim Reaper-esque creature was suffocating me. I, too, have never been so scared. The way she tells it from her end is quite frightening. Even after violently shaking me to wake up, I was unresponsive. Nightmares are weird. Damn, that sounds scary on both accounts. Sweet dreams to you both, literally. Can't be letting those night demons steal your husband's man water. Sometimes you gotta take a bite on the hand. Lol, just doing my wifely duties NBD. I have warned my wife that I'm fighting aliens and might knock her out if she spooks me. Sometimes I get in a fight with an estranged family member in my dreams. Every time, I would wake up mid-punch and couldn't stop before my fist connected with my partner at the time. Messing with nightmares is a dangerous thing to do based on my own experiences. I did a thing like this. I awoke 100% sure a 18-wheeler was going to obliterate us in bed. So I scooped up my wife and ran into the living room. Then, realizing it was a dream, I took her back to bed and fell asleep. She told me of my antics the next day. Edit. Thanks for all the love. I showed my wife the internet points I received, but sadly this doesn't warrant the sex yet. Maybe the silver shall. You just reminded me of a story I long forgot. My mom was driving my dad home late. He was asleep in the passenger seat. He suddenly had a nightmare they were crashing, woke up and grabbed the steering wheel. My mom was scared shitless. This reminds me of a dream where I got shot in the stomach and my guts were spilling out. GF sees me holding my stomach in my sleep and whimpering, and she starts to gently massage my stomach with her hand. Meanwhile, in my dream, a field medic has just walked up to me and begins to massage my guts, whispering, "It's gonna be alright, baby." Edit. Thanks for the silver, D. Reminds me of when I was 10 and I dreamt I was partaking in the most satisfying of bladder alleviating pisses, but I peed the bed. TIFU by changing the background on my brother's phone. Once upon a time in the year of 2009, there was a 14-year-old girl who just received her first cell phone. The girl was me, I was this girl. I was completely ignorant when it came to securing my phone. It was this dinky little slider that was a rounded square. It had no pattern, password, or anything. You pressed the button and it turned on it. That's it. Well, my brother, 26 years/0, got a kick from going into my phone and changing things like ringtones or the background when I wasn't around. I'd look at my phone and there would be a picture of him making a goofy face, or a Lil Wayne sample as my ringtone. I was an edgy emo kid, so it infuriated me for some stupid reason. He did this on an almost daily basis. One day, my brother made a mistake and left his phone by the family computer. We had the same phone with absolutely no security. So it was my turn. I changed his ringtone to some loud and obnoxious band. Then, I went into his gallery to change his background to something embarrassing. And there they were. Dozens upon dozens of nudes. Girls I had known my entire life as friends of my brother's, butt naked, and exposed. Full-on porn featuring my brother. His nudes on full display. I had yet to experience anything event remotely sexual at this point. I was fairly innocent. So, I did what any 14-year-old child would do. I screamed in horror. I dropped my brother's phone. Thankfully these were heavy-duty bricks, but still, I aroused, poor choice of words, the attention of my family. They all saw. My brother was mortified. Our parents were pissed. I was scarred for the remainder of the decade. I didn't know how to handle the situation, so I just didn't talk to my brother for maybe a week out of complete embarrassment. We're fine now. He apologized after the fact. I forgave him, of course. We agreed to never snoop through each other's phones again, and it's worked for the better. TL Doctor, my brother snooped through my phone and changed my background as a joke. I did the same to him and discovered a vault of nudes and self-made porn, scarring my adolescent mind. Clearing up misconceptions. The girls that I could see were girls that my brother knew. They were in their 20s, not teenagers. My brother apologized for initiating the pranks and the fact that I saw things I shouldn't have. Also the fact that he was an adult and I was a child. So, I believe he simply took responsibility for the unfortunate outcome. Yes, I was that blissfully innocent at 14. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Live by the changing people's background prank, die by the people changing your background prank. Ah yes, the good old days before photo vaults. Your bro was a player. Sorry your first exposure to sex or pornographic material involved your brother's penis. Probably made for an interesting first-time experience otherwise. Once upon a time, in the year of 2009, there was a 14-year-old girl who just received her first cell. The girl was me. I was this girl. I'm waiting for the rest of the song now. Can't she make it any more obvious? He looked through her phone. She did it too. But she bit off more than she could chew. I was scarred for the remainder of the decade. You're damn lucky it happened in 2009 and not a year later. TIFU by blocking an entire airspace while talking about my sexual experience with a girl, no NSFW content. Okay, so, like the title, there's no details going to be posted here, mainly because has nothing to do with this post. So I obtained my pilot's license a while back and today I just felt like a good day to go for a fun scenic flight with my best mate. Just enjoying the view and do the same thing we always do in the cockpit, and that's just talk a bunch of nonsense, of course not while I have concentrate. Anyways, so we get into airspace that's completely unmanned, we broadcast our positions every few or so minutes, etc. So there's me and my mate, having a fat conversation over a girl I had sex with the night earlier. And being mates we discussed most of what happened. She was rather a freak on the sheets. Anyways, I told him to keep quiet while I do a radio call to broadcast our position, altitude etc. I finished the broadcast and began rambling on about the previous night's adventure. We went on about what happened in rather good detail, and after about 3 or so minutes we were coming up a mandatory reporting point, and I was about to broadcast again. My finger clicked the PTT button again, but this time there was not click, nothing, just a hard stuck button. A cold chill ran up my spine as if someone just poured ice water all over it lol. What my sweet little dumbass did not realize is that the PTT button occasionally would get stuck. I disengaged the PTT, and within a matter of seconds pilots from all over the airspace were climbing down my neck like nobody's business. I had pilots swearing at me, calling me unprofessional, threatening to report our registration. All shit and sweet, however there were the select few who thought the whole shit show was just a comedic moment. Some were congratulating me, and even a bloke offered to buy me a drink. Probably not one of my brightest moments, however definitely one not to forget and hopefully be able to share with others later in the years. TL, Doctor, I blocked an entire airspace for 3 minutes while rambling on about my previous night's sex to a mate. No need to go in for a final approach, just take the damn plane down out of embarrassment. 'Twas on my mind, smiley face. I don't know if I trust a pilot with 911 in their name. So embarrassing. Did you get a chance to explain what happened? Nah, there wasn't anything to say much. We got to our destination and that was the end of that. Waiting for a call from the authorities etc. but nothing. Guess everyone took a piss out of that. Please tell me it has been recorded by an ATC recording website. Sounds like maybe Australia, and if not definitely remote. Probably too remote to have a stream recording it. Someone proceeded to go down on the landing strip, degrees.